from their own 40. That's the Edinburg Bobcats. So with 11:13 to go in the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jags 6, Bobcats 0. Bobcats getting the ball for the first time. They're starting only needing 60 yards, Pablo.
Not bad field position at all. Double twins. You got Saul Ramirez in the backfield with Diaz. He's in the shotgun. Saul Ramirez is on his right hip. And it's going to be a play-action pass. Got a man open in the middle, and he overthrew the slot receiver, who basically ran a seam route, which means he went to the middle of the field, and it was just a little bit of touch, don't it, but a little bit too much on that.
Pablo, and for the first game here at Cat Stadium on the year 2014, we have a good crowd on both sides of the field.
Yes, it is good to see. Normally, we're not kind of used to seeing too many folks on the other side of the stadium.
Exactly.
But, of course, being in Edinburg, it should be a good crowd, and there is. Motion across the formation. He's going to hand it off, and that is going nowhere.
Lost to 5. Not a good forward progress. They took him back 5 yards, so it's going to be 3rd and 15. Quickly not looking good for the Bobcats. Like I said, after they should have gotten an onside kick that went 16 yards, they ran next to it for 9 yards and never got on it, so the Jags got it. And second play, they went 56 yards. Now they overthrow a pass, could have been picked off. Then a loss of 5. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Bobcats.
That was a good tackle by Austin Reyna on that last play. Twins left, split right. 2 running back set for Angel Diaz. He rolls out, and he's going to throw back across the formation, but it's covered. It was going to be a screen. Good job by Diaz doing it to recognize that had he thrown that ball, that's a guaranteed interception. So he decided to tuck it and ran up the middle for about 3 or 4 yards.
Picked up 3 yards on the play, so it'll be 4th and 12 coming up. It was 3rd and 15. Like Paul says, that ball he throws it could have been intercepted and been going the other way for 6 points. Nevertheless, he got it, tucked it in, went for 3 yards. So we have a 4th and 12 coming up for the Bobcats. They're playing from about their own 29-yard line.
Good snap. You got plenty of time. Hits a typical line drive, knuckleball. That is going to be penalized.
Did he touch him before? Yeah, there's a flag. That was timing.
He got hit before he was able to retrieve the ball, whether he fair catches it or not. Don't you got to give him a chance to catch the ball, and he didn't. The halo inside his space. Not only was he inside his space, he was inside his shoulder.
The coaches on the Bobcats are calling that the other guy was calling a fair catch, the guy in the backfield.
Oh, well, that cannot happen.
Yeah, but yeah. So no, there it comes.
Yeah, they tried. So if you want to know if the other guy was waving his hand or not, there's your answer. No, sir.
All right, so it's going to be a 15-yarder. Both teams on the one on the punt, one on the kickoff have been flagged for a personal foul. So both teams have one flag. Both teams have a flag for 15 yards. That's the first one on the Bobcats. It'll be 1st and 10. Jag football. They're started 1 yard different than they did last time, Pablo. They're at the 46-yard line. The 47, 1st and 10.
David Garcia.
Here he comes.
He handed off, does a right sweep. There was a lot of confusion in the Bobcat linebacking crew because they couldn't tell exactly who had the ball. And he all of a sudden, boop, pops out 5 yards later, a gain of 5.
It'll be 2nd and 5. And Pablo, and that's one thing the Jags have, what I see when they're working and they're on all their cylinders is you don't know who's got the ball. They're quick on those handoffs, and the defense kind of gets lost. So it's going to be a pickup of 5 yards. Not bad for the first down. It'll be 2nd and 5, 9:23 in counting, and it's still Jags 6, Bobcat 0.
Arredondo as his true tailback. He does hand it to him. He had a lead blocker right over the right guard, and just a pile of bodies later, about 4.5. They needed 5. They got about 4.5 as Arredondo goes to right side.
Oh, not a good spot there. It'll be.
Oh, wow.
Well, they moved it back about half a yard or more, so it's going to be a 3rd and long one coming up for the Jags. They're at the Bobcat 44-yard line, 2nd possession for the Jags. Bobcats touch it one time. They went 3 and out.
Bobcats hoping to get a stop here. David Garcia under the center. He's going to go quarterback sneak, but before they can get the play off, we have a stoppage of play and some sort of play.
Second flag, and it's going to be on 5. So they've been flagged twice for 20 yards. They're going to go back 5. So instead of having a 3rd and 1, here comes a big play, 3rd and 6. Now, remember, it's Coach Peña. 2 downs to pick it up?
Oh, of course. He's not even thinking twice about it.
He won't? All right, so here we go.
Now, it depends if they go backwards or what.
Okay.
I'm saying if it's 4th and 6, he goes for it.
All right, here we go. It's going to be 3rd and 6 coming up. Clock starts. It's 8:40 left in the first quarter right now. Economedes 6, Bobcats 0.
They have a split receiver down the right, and they run the dive to the left, and he's still on his feet.
They had him for a loss.
Yeah, they had him for a loss, and he pops out, and a really nifty run. Basically, just couldn't find him. He's just so tiny. They couldn't find him. Rudy Castillo bounces it out left. Next thing you know, they needed what?
They
One.
needed 6.
They needed 6, and they got about 26, so they're going to
Move those chains. First call of the night for the Move Those Chains. Again, we got the white shirt bottle. Nancy Velasquez, number 1 in the state in sale. You want to sell something? Give Nancy Velasquez a shout. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10. And quickly, they're at the 31-yard line of the Bobcats.
He must have got out of bounds. I thought it was a longer run than that, don't it? He might have tippy-toed out of bounds and then kept running. I thought maybe the play was extended, but apparently not.
All right, first down.
Quick no huddle. Out of the huddle, they form very quickly. Head off to a dive, really over the center, but there's just a huge pile of bodies.
They can't.
Stays on his feet.
What's?
I don't know what's going on, don't it? Because what we're seeing is contact is made very early on at the line, and somehow these Jaguars running backs pop out for additional yards.
Yeah, they met him again at the line or before the line of scrimmage. Somehow got out of it and went for a pickup of 3, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 coming up. Ball at the Bobcat 28-yard line. Pablo.
You know, we call that yak, or yards after contact. You could either say it's missed tackling by the Bobcats or very strong.
I'll ask
Are
you
you
in a
throwing
minute.
up over there?
What was that? Go ahead. Here we go.
And motion. Uh-oh. Can't have 2 people in motion. That's going to be an easy call against the offense. Oh, he called the timeout before. I think he knew what was coming, don't it?
Well, all right, so we have a timeout on the field, and it's going to be right now with 7:44 left in the first here at Edinburg Cat Stadium. You're listening to Team Donut and Paul. We're live here with audio only. Once again, there's nothing wrong with your screen due to UIL. We're not allowed to give you the picture live. You can see that about 45 minutes to an hour after the game. For right now, the score is Edinburg Economedes Jaguars 6, Edinburg Bobcat 0. Jags with their second possession. They're at the 28-yard line of the Bobcats on a 2nd and 7. And Pablo, what did you call me a minute ago? That they call?
I wouldn't call it you, don't it? I was saying the acronym YAC, which means YAC, yards after carry, and the Economedes has got quite a high average of yard after carry. In other words, it's a statistic that shows either how good a running back is or how poor of a tackling team the other one is.
All right, so that's, I mean, what we're trying to say is they're getting hit very well with good contact. 1 or 2 defenders behind the line or at the line of scrimmage, and one of them went for 20-some yards, and the other one picked up another 3 yards after they've been hit, 4 yards because he got hit behind. So here we go. It's going to be a 2nd and 7, 7:44 left. Still Economedes 6, Bobcat 0. We're live at Edinburgh Cat Stadium. You're listening to Team Donut and Paul.
That's the design of Economedes offense, don't it? It's to cause confusion. All you need is for one linebacker to be out of place. And we've seen that. Motion across the formation.
He got back.
I don't know if he handed it off or he got hit. I think, yeah, he would not. He was going to continue down the line. Look, maybe he's going to run an option, don't it, to the right.
Martin Torres with a call. He got hit.
Torres, before he even knew he got hit.
So he got hit behind. This time they did hit him, and they held him there. So there was a 2nd and 7, a loss of 2 yards. Call it 3rd and 9 coming up now. Once again, Paulo, we're just talking about the yak, and the yak didn't work.
There was no yak on that one.
All right, here we go. 3rd and 9 coming up, 7:15 and counting in the first quarter. Jags 6, Bobcat 0. Pablo.
Looks like trips right, and the shot. David Garcia, an unusual formation for the Jags.
Oh, free
down. I think we had defense jump off sides, but also the offense was leaning forward. The reason I assume it's on defense because they didn't try to stop the play, don't it?
All right. So here we go. Here comes both refs through the flag. So both sides were moving, Pablo.
They did catch him off sides.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. There you go.
So from a 3rd and 9, they were going to be way short on the first down. They still need another 4, but they're going to get the free 5 yards. They'll take the penalty. It'll move it 5 yards. So now it's going to be a 3rd and 4 coming up. Jaguar football. Now they're at the 25-yard line, 26-yard line of the there you go. I was going to say, hey, that didn't go 5 yards because they were at the 29.
You got it right.
It still didn't go 5 yards, Paulo.
Double twins.
3rd and 4.
In the shotgun is Garcia. Bobcats.
Alacios went.
Oh, that's one of them old school blitzes, man, where they blitz too early, can't slow down. A very crazy-looking offside is all it is, don't it?
All right, for the second time now, we're going to
move those chains.
All right, we're moving the chains one more time, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be the second first down for the Jags. This one came on 2 gimme flags, so that's going to be flag number number 3, Pablo, for 25 yards already.
That's going to add up.
Against the Bobcats.
All right, Jaguars break the huddle and form very quickly. He could be gone, and he goes into the touchdown. Jaguars! A real good run, don't it?
Good cut.
Yes, sir. He was able to get outside, and when you get outside, it's over. And I'll tell you what, he had some speed as well. A very good run by the Jaguar running back.
Get those 14 or just kick it?
Wow. Well, I'm going to say he should kick it. Because they're already out there.
They're set up. All right, Pablo. Here we go. Take it to the plate, Pablo.
All right. What happens is the kicker gives the holder the signal that he's ready. The holder gives it to the center. There's the snap. It's a low-line drive. And it's extra point, Jaguars.
So with 6:30 left in the first quarter, after they received the punt, it was a personal foul for the guy called for a fair catch, and he was hit immediately when he caught it. It was going to be 15 more yards, so they got field position that was great. It's happened at the 45 of the Bobcats. Quickly they were there. Then they were going on 3rd and 9 offsides, and then the 3rd and 4 offsides again. That gave them the first down.
There you go.
2 plays later, thank you very much, into the end zone. So with 6:30 left in the first quarter, Bobcats, too many mistakes so far. They're down by the score of 13-0. Pablo, Pablo, to me, this is so far of the 2014 season that shouldn't maybe had any victories or whatever. Bobcats pulled out 2, the biggest games they've had in their short career with the new coach and a lot of pressure. Now, maybe they're going to get over the mistakes and make it a better game, but for right now, it's too many Bobcat mistakes.
You're right about that, Tony. You cannot keep spotting a good Economedes team yards like that. They're a playoff team. Kick goes in the end zone once again. You can't spot a team like this. They were a playoff team from a year ago.
Yep, and he's talking about the last 2 years they've been in the playoffs. They lost to Del Rio, and then the game here that I think the referees won, not the Laredo Alexander or the Jaguars. I think I would give that to the refs after the game we saw, Paulo, and I'm sorry to say it, but that's the way we saw it. You want to give it a little shout out on the crew?
As soon as we get a chance, I'll let everybody know who's making this all possible here on the ground. The Foot Soldiers, double twins, Bobcats in a T form. There you go. Oh, they've got an advantage to the left if they can run it. The Jaguars have now shifted over. And he, in fact, hands it off to the right side.
They went for the ball. I think he got his helmet.
Yellow flag, a very high toss in the flag, by the way.
I think he got his
7
helmet.
if it holds.
He might have gotten the helmet.
Don't know, while we have a flag and a little break in the action, how about we tell everybody who's kicking butt for Cat TV over here?
All right, who's doing it?
We got Myra Alvarado, Gilberto Cavazos, Adrian Cuellar, Jeffrey Garcia. There you go.
I'll
Luis
get the flag. Go ahead.
Montemayor, Isaiah Navarro, Miguel Nuno Gutierrez, Michael Russell, Leroy Torres, Rick Ramirez in the house, Julio Camacho, Susan Smith, Martin Torres, Henry Galvan, and Alex Garza. That's the whole, and there's a lot of them are students on it.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of them.
A bunch of kids giving you the action tonight. Thanks a lot, Cats TV. That's KTS Channel 17.
Twins right, split left. Trips right, I apologize. Split left. They got John Murillo all by his lonesome on the bottom to the wide side of the field. Hint, hint. Here we go. Motion across the formation, and they're going to hand it off on a sweep as he gets outside. Oh, and that's where he's going to gain some yards, and in fact, he does.
Pick up 6 yards.
Pick
Call
up
it,
6.
Paulo. All right, Paulo, we got a shout-out already.
What?
A little shout-out going out to Cousin Candy and Robert Madrigal. They're from Wilmer, Texas. That is by the Dallas area. They're tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, Paulo, I got a cousin that it doesn't get any sweeter than 2 cousins like that.
Awesome, man.
Her name's Candy, and I'm Donut. What do you think?
So if you
is
got
that sweet?
If you got,
go ahead. Here we go. 2nd and 6.
And you got another cousin named Sugar.
I live on sugar.
I hear that, brother.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Bobcats. Already they're on the Jaguar side of the field.
All right, they're going to hand it off.
Nowhere.
He goes nowhere. Was Saul Ramirez. He got met, and even a loss of 2, don't it?
Loss of 2 yards. Call it 3rd and 7 coming up quickly. Yeah, cousins are down for, hey, let me give a little shout out to a special person, man.
What?
Yeah. Happy birthday, Donato Salinas
Donut.
Sr. An 80.
We will be singing for you here in a minute.
All right, here we go. It's going to be 3rd and 7 coming up. Happy
27
birthday,
years
Dad.
old, 27.
27.
27. No, I'm joking. How old is he?
80.
Wow, and going strong, brother.
Going strong, man. Happy birthday, Daddy. I love you, man. Many more, man.
Wow. We got to sing happy birthday, don't it?
We do? Oh,
And
wow.
the quarterback rolls out to his right and basically throws it away. He didn't have an open receiver, so he basically overthrew him. And they're in punting formation, don't it?
Yep. It's going to be the Bobcats punting again. That was after this is going to be their second possession. Remember, they had a chance to turn this game around, the momentum around, but they didn't on the onside kick, so it's going to be the Bobcats punting one more time.
The ball is away. It's a low-line drive. Can be fielded easily and cleanly. At the 25, he's got room. And they get a block all the way down to the 35, about a 15-yard run back, don't it? No hang time on that punt, and very easily fielded. Good job for him to come up and make that grab.
I think he's at about the 37, so they've started at the 37. They started at the 44, and then thanks to 15 yards, they started at about the 49. So field position for the Jags has been wonderful, man.
They're having very good field position, don't it? And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, field position means when you gain possession, how far are you from the end zone? And, let's say you're 30 yards away. That kind of be average. So they're above average at the 37.
All right, they picked up 3 first downs, but they got already 13 points on the board.
And they run a dive right up the middle, and he's still on his feet. He goes right up the gut. And Arredondo, where it didn't get tackled until he met the 3rd level, which is the defensive backs, and they got more than 10, so they're going to move those chains.
Pick up 16 yards on the play, take it down to the 48-yard line quickly on the first play. They're on the Bobcats side of the field, ladies and gentlemen. Jags' 3rd possession of the night. They got 3 first downs. They got 13 points on the board, 420 and counting left in the first quarter. Been all Jag football tonight.
Jags quick out of the huddle to their formation and hand on a sweep to the left. That's Rudy Castillo. Oh, try to find some room. Thought maybe there's some daylight. Bounce it outside, but nowhere to go. Tackle for no gain. Bobcat defense shows up on that play.
All right, so it's going to be a 2nd and 10. Call it. We're under 4 minutes left in the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, what's coming up big, and I can see on the stat sheet, Pablo, right now it's been 35 yards for one team, 25 for the other, but it's the Jags taking advantage of the flags and of the breaks that the Bobcats are giving them. So with 3:40 and counting, it is still Jags 13, Bobcats 0. Pablo, 2nd and 10.
Jags in a 3 running back set.
First
And
guy.
he might keep it. It goes out right at the middle, and he is met at the first level and had no room, maybe a gain of 1, don't it?
All right.
As this time they were not confused.
All right, and nothing after the yak?
No yaks.
No yak, so it's going to be 3rd and 9.
That's not an
coming
animal
up.
from Africa either.
Oh, my God. You're killing me, Pablo. Here we go. 3:15 left. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Jaguars. They're at the Bobcat 47-yard line.
Jaguars going double twins. You got shotgun formation.
Watch the diesel. We haven't seen him.
And he's
The
expecting
dually.
the ball. And
Oh,
they got him off sides. And their automatic play is to run a dive. Apparently, I don't know. That's where it needs to be noted as where the SaberCats automatically throw a fade. And why not? Go for it all if you have a free play. But Economedes ran the design play, which was a dive.
Paulo, it's
It
like
won't
they're
matter.
doing everything again. Right now, it was 3rd and 9, just like now, 3rd and 9, and they went offsides. Now, if they go offsides again, I think that they rewind the tape or something because it's going to be the same thing. So instead of 3rd and 9, we have a 3rd and 4 coming up, 2:55 left and counting. And now the Jaguars have a short 3rd and 4 and probably 2-down territory for the Jags. They're at the 42-yard line of the Bobcats, 2:45 left in the first quarter. It's Economedes 13, Bobcats 0.
Arredondo is your true tailback. The other ones are basically wings. Motion across the formation and hand it off. And it's a good run by Jesse Gonzalez.
Again,
He just followed his lead blockers and, was able to make a decent gain. It turns it into 4th and about 1, don't it? Oh, we have a man down. Hopefully he's all right.
are they stuck or is 42 checking on him?
Or are they just whispering to each other? I don't know. Looks like we have either 2 guys down or we have some equipment failure. Hopefully it's the latter.
Yeah, I think it's the equipment part. The trainer running back to maybe get some scissors or something.
We're hoping so. We do have 2 players. They're basically on top of each other, so we really wish whoever it is the best. I mean, we hope for the best.
All right. So, Paulo, in the meantime, let's thank our who's making this possible again. It's valleycentral.com, of course. Thank Joe Bowling, also Lee Martinez, thank again, is involved in this a few years ago. So
Lee,
it's
Mr.
been
Channel?
great. Yeah, Lee Chan. So once again, special thanks going out to ValleyCenter.com, and of course our board that made this possible and signed the contract with them, which consists of our president Juan
State
Sonny
champs.
Palacios, state champs. They got their award last year at the state board meeting, and they came out as the best board in the state of Texas.
Yes,
so
sir.
we call them state champs. That's Juan Sonny Palacios, our president. Our vice president is Dr. Martin Castillo. Our secretary Jaime Solis, and then, of course our members are Jaime Chavana, Carmen Gonzalez, Robert Peña Jr., David Torres, and of course our superintendent, Dr. Rene Gutierrez.
First team All-State.
First team All-State.
First team All-State superintendent.
All right.
Yeah, that's it. That's
So it's like having a quarterback All-Stater.
It's the best way to describe it is if you're on the state All-State team
Yeah.
and your captain is first team All-State.
All right.
That's the kind of school board that we have and school board president.
All right, Paulo, and I guess somehow
soup.
the equipment got tangled with their equipment or something, and they're still working on him. So we'll wait. But for right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you what's going on right now so far. We started the game with the Bobcats on a night side kick. They had a chance to get it after 10, 11, 12, 13. They let it go. When they got to 16 yards, they tried to get it when they saw the Jags jumping on the ball. So the Jags came out with the ball. They ran a play, and they lost a yard. And the next play went for 56 yards and a touchdown. So it was quickly the Jags on the board with 11-13 left, which was only 42 seconds into the game. Next possession, the Bobcats received the ball for the first time, and they punted the ball quickly to the Jags. After 3 plays, they went backwards 10 yards. So they punted the ball, and it was the Bobcats once again coming up with a big play. And just 2 plays later, they went in the end zone once again. On that possession, they had them on a 3rd and 9. Offside made it 3rd and 4. Offsides again made it 1st and 10. We moved the chains for the first time, and they picked up one more first down and then went into the end zone. So with 6:30 left in the first quarter, it was the Jags coming up with 13 points. Bobcats still 0. This is the 3rd possession of the Jags, and they're still driving. They're on a 4th and 1 coming up.
Okay, we have people on their feet.
Both players are up.
Right.
54 and 42, and that's good. They're both up on their own.
All right.
Now, who gets taken out the field? I know 42 went out.
They both. Well, anybody that was down.
The Jag hasn't come down. There he comes.
Yeah.
Any
of those guys that were down. Yep.
All right, so we're going to get the player finally off the field. That was number 54 and 42. They're both fine. It looks good. They both run off the field on their own. It was some sort of equipment got tangled or something, so they both stayed down. Here it comes, Pablo. You think he's going to go for it? 4th and 1, 2:20 left. They're at the 39-yard line.
Absolutely.
Watch the hard count.
You're right. That is, and a good coach will be reminding his D-line on the ball, on the ball. That's when you go forward. That's when the play begins, not when the quarterback breathes heavy or says a word very loud when the ball is moved on it.
All right, so it's going to be 4th and 1. Economedes going for it, 2:20 and counting in the first quarter. It's Economedes 13, Bobcat 0. Pablo, take it away.
And it's going to be a dive. He's going to get, all he needed was 1. He got about 3, don't it? And they're going to move those chains.
We're moving the chains once again. So it's going to be first down. Economedes on their 3rd possession. They scored on their first 2. This is the 3rd one. And quickly, they're already at the Bobcat 36-yard line. Once again, we're going to remind you, the field position they've started at has been on the 40 and beyond.
A heavy dose of pulling guards and traps is what Economy is going to give you. And a trap right at the point of attack got him a first down. And it's going to be play action. He's going to roll out to his right. He may not have he does have a man open in the flats. He gets the catch, makes the catch. Good job by the defense, at least to turn him inside, don't it?
Picked up 7.
Gain of 7. Could have been a lot more.
Yeah.
Good play on both sides. Good tackle, good pass, gain of 7.
All right, gain of 7 on the play. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 3rd. And we're still running the clock. We're at 1:30 left in the first quarter. Economedes 13, Bobcats 0.
Econ driving the ball. Economy has yet to punt. They scored on both possessions. Is that correct, don't it?
Yes, sir. This is the 3rd possession. They're still driving the ball. They picked up, that was short of, they got 3 first downs, Paul. Remember, the first one they scored on, they didn't pick up a first down. Second play, they went 56 yards.
Motion across the formation. They're going to hand it off. It basically turned into a dive as you have pulling guards. A double, 2 guys are pulling, don't it? You have like a double trap, And it would look like the Red Sea party right there, right up the middle.
All right, it's going to put the ball at the 20-yard line. So one more time, we're going to move those chains. They need a 3. They pick up 8 on the play. They'll put the ball at the 20-yard line. So it's 1st and 10. Economedes, we're down to 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Jaguars 13, Bobcats 0.
And we have Jaguars come out with a usual formation. 2 running backs in the backfield. Motion across. He's going to be play action. He's going to throw it to the corner. He's covered. Does he make the catch?
No.
He was underthrown, Donut, so he had to come back and let the DB go by him just for a split second, but he couldn't get his arms back across. Very good coverage for the Bobcats.
All right, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. It'll stop the clock with 33 seconds on the incomplete pass. Right now, we're at Edinburg Cat Stadium. I'm Donut Salinas. To my right, Paul Osbury. You're listening to Team Donut and Paul here in Edinburg. It's been all Jacks United. Bobcats yet to put something together, both on defense and on offense. Even on the special teams, they had a chance to start the game with an onside kick that went 16 yards, and they ran next to it for 9 yards. Pablo.
Appreciate the description, Donut. Breaking it down for us. It's going to be right up the middle again. Rudy Castillo goes out the left guard, left tackle. He is met at the line, and they're going to give him forward progress, which is a gain of 2.
All right, a pickup of, they gave him 2 yards. Pablo, you're right. It's going to be a 3rd and 8 coming up. And, Pablo, we haven't seen the kicking game for the Jags. 2-down territory?
Of course. Coach Pena, I mean, you know.
All right.
He more than any team we've seen that we announce, he is the coach that goes for it the most. The coach for the most.
So that'll take us to the end of the first quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Here at Edinburg Cat Stadium, it's been all Jag football tonight. They're the home team here in Edinburg tonight. It's the Jags against the Bobcats. The Jags have touched the ball 3 times. They're on the 3rd possession right now, and they're at the 18-yard line of the Bobcats. So it's going to be their 3rd possession. They managed to pick up 4 first downs, Pablo. They've been flagged, though, 3 times for 35 yards. They've been some big ones. And they've got 13 points on the board. They scored first with 11-13, only 42 seconds into the game. They scored their first 6 points, and then they scored again when they were at 6.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They put the next 7 points on the board. So right now, that's been it for the Jaguars. They're at 13, Bobcats 0. Bobcats, on the other hand, have touched the ball twice. They've been flagged 4 times for 30 yards, and they've yet to pick up a first down.
Good stats. That should help break you down what's been happening right here. Sweep across the left side. He's got blocking, and he also has a yellow flag.
All right. Might be holding. We'll wait to see. But that wasn't a flag for holding, though. But we'll wait and see. It kind of took too long to develop, Paulo, on that play. It took too long to get to the outside. Bobcat defenders were able to get there.
A good job by turning the run inside and caused a pile of bodies.
All right. Do you accept the flag, or you just – here comes
it depends.
Holding.
Oh, you accept that if you're the Bobcat, that's for sure.
You are? It's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, but it would have. These guys are going to go for it.
4th and 9.
They made it much longer. No, that would have made it.
The coach on the field. Wait, he still might. Hold on. Now he's going to go explain to him. Hold on.
Yeah, he's saying, I didn't tell you to take the penalty. I mean, you got to check with me. Last I checked, I was the head coach for the Bobcats.
He's going to decline it.
And they're going to make sure they get it back. That's why they didn't move the change or anything. Or
so they're going to decline it.
Right.
Let me see. Here comes the call.
That's what Coach Escobar was saying was, hey, you might want to check with me. I'm the head coach, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So instead, now, he went that far. Now they're moving it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. They did gain some yards on that play. That's why I thought maybe he would want to accept the penalty, but he's willing to take a 4th and long.
4th and 6 coming up, Paulo. 11:55 left here in the first half, and the Jags are going to go for it on 4th and 6. Bobcats need to come up with a big play to turn this momentum around, Paulo.
Shotgun formation. Let's see if the call pays off for the Bobcats. And he's going to be in a drop back pass. It's going to be a screen. He's got a man wide open. He's got plenty of blocking, and he in fact goes in for the touchdown Jaguars. A screen to the right side of the Jaguars. He had plenty of blocking, Tony. He got hit at the 1 and fell over the yard line.
You saw it develop very well when all 3 Bobcats came straight at
when they let him go through that easy, Tony.
That easy. They were on the backfield going at the quarterback so quick. when the guy caught the ball, he had 3 blockers in front of him, and there was only 1 Bobcat defender on that side. So he took advantage of his blocks, went into the end zone. So with 11:32 left in the half, it is now Jack's Pablo point.
And it looks pretty good from here.
So it's
Extra point, Jaguars.
So with 11:32 left in the half, it is now Edinburg Economedes Jaguars 20, Edinburg Bobcats 0.
Yeah, so it looks like they got their snapping fixed, as they've had 2 extra points in a row now off of the first touchdown, where they had a snap that basically bounced in front of the holder. He was not able to bring it down. But these last 2 extra points have been pretty good, so that's why the score is 20-0.
You touched the ball 3 times. You scored 3 times. You've taken advantage of the field position all 3 times. So you're Coach Peña. You're probably going to say,
"Oh, ¿qué más
quieres?"
quieres? Oh man, don't you right about that?
So it's going to be kickoff time once again. It'll be because they started receiving with the game, Pablo. So no, the Bobcats got the ball first.
So you mean 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns?
Yes, sir.
And so you're thinking, ¿qué más quieres?
That's Coach Peña making the call there. So it's going to be 20-0 now. Jags over the Bobcats. We still got 11 minutes left in the first half, ladies and gentlemen. And it's been all Jag football. Bobcats yet to pick up a first down. What they picked up is a lot of flags.
This time a little more height on the kick. It's going to be fielded. Hits the Bobcat in the chest, but he picks it up. He cuts back to the right side. He's run out of room, and there comes the Jaguars at maybe the 21, don't it?
Yep, I think you got the right spot there, Paulo. We're going to set the ball down at the 22. They gave him the yard, so
how nice.
It'll be 1st and 10. Edinburg Bobcats are at their own 22-yard line, 11:25, and it's going to be the 4th time they touch the ball, Paulo, and they've yet to pick up a first down.
Diaz is your quarterback that's going to be in the shotgun. It looks like they have Mares in the backfield alongside him, which is on his right hip. They have double twins. In other words, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Diaz in the shotgun with Mares on his right hip to the short side of the field. Motion coming across, and we have all kinds of confusion on the offense.
Center move.
As it looked like there was going to be a pulling guard. Not only that, a pulling tackle. Don't know if it was going to be a pass or a run, but they were about to pull a guard. A tackle, I apologize.
It's a loss of 5 there. Another flag. That's
flag
number 5.
Come on, guys. For any team, don't it? You cannot be in a close game and expect to be given those many yards and expect to not be in a hole.
Yep. They've given up 35 yards, and there's been some big flags. Now it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Bobcats. Already down 20 points. We got 11:25 left in the half. They're at their own 17-yard line.
Come in, man.
Oh.
And it looks like he hands it off.
He had a blocker, and
yes,
he had
he did. He could have kept on.
Yeah, but the defensive guy shook. You got to give credit where credit is due. It looked promising for a big pickup. Nevertheless, the defender did a good job and dropped him after 2-yard pickup. So it's going to be 2nd and 13. We're under 11 minutes. Bobcats on their way down on their own side of the field. They're at the 19-yard line on their side. When it's already Jags 20, Bobcat 0.
Okay, twins to the left, split right. Sides, donut, the Bobcats in there. Here you go, ma'am. Merry Christmas. The Bobcats didn't need that. Donut, again, add it up. How many yards?
40 now.
Oh, and that hurts any team, Donut, regardless of your record or how you're doing in the game.
You don't got good field position, Paulo, and you just went back 20 yards on your own.
Going backwards can never be good unless you're defensive back. But the offense going the wrong direction right now. 1st and Brewster.
Second and Brewster.
2nd and Brewster. He's being flustered. They're doing the screen of their own. He's got blocking. Get outside, but he turns it inside. And a flag. Don't know who that's on. Some extracurricular after the play. A gain of about 13 or 14 on the screen.
Now, if it goes against the defense, Paulo, that's the worst thing you could do to wake up a team that you're just, beating on all
night. And they would love to get out of their own territory, don't they? There it is.
There it is. So it's going to be another flag, and it's going to be for 50 yards, Pablo. 50 yards, Pablo. There's been 3 15-yarders and 1 illegal procedure that they had. So from
look like that. You said it, don't I apologize, but Look at that. Just like that, the Bobcats quarterback was standing on the 5-yard line. Now he's standing on the 37.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 10 Bobcats, and quickly they're out of the hole they were in at their own 11, 12-yard line, somewhere around that area. Now they're at the 42-yard line with a 1st and 10, 10-12 left in the half.
And shotgun formation, a little trickery in the backfield. He hands it off. He had a little bit of room, but the linebacker took care of that. I believe that was Mares on a sweep, on a tackle dive to the right, and was hit for gain of 1.
Hey, and Paulo, let me tell you what. You can see that the Bobcats are hundredths of a second from getting a big play.
Yeah, the timing is just a hair off.
A hair off, and the Jags are doing great on the defensive side.
And that requires that defensive end to be very patient because it looked like the play was going away. It makes him want to come upfield, but what he should do is stand his ground, which is what he did, and that's why he had a minimal gain on the running back. Good defensive effort by the Jaguars.
Yeah, it was. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9, 9:30 left in the half. It's still Jaguars 20, Bobcats 0.
Trips to the right on the short side of the field. You have a timeout for the Bobcats.
Coach saw the play clock was at 0, buddy.
Yeah, good job by Coach Escobar noticing, or somebody on the staff noticing, as they don't want to go backwards 5 more yards. And the first half timeout is not a premium.
All right, so it's going to be a timeout on the Bobcats side of the field. They've still got 2, and Economedes still has 2 also. They called the timeout earlier. So with 9:23 left in the half, ladies and gentlemen, big game here at Edinburg Cat Stadium, but it's been all Jag football tonight. And, Paulo, I'm also going to say that, you know, you've seen the jitter on the Bobcat side of the field, but it's hurting them a lot to where they need to score. If you get down, Paulo, 20-7, it's a big difference between being down 28.
It's a matter of fact, it's a difference of 7 points.
Is it?
And but the Bobcats are not built that way, don't it? The Bobcats are not built to score 30, 40 points a game. They're just not.
Right.
And so they're in a real hole right now. It's not the personality of their team, and they better start stopping Economedes. They better start scoring some points.
All right, they picked up the first down a minute ago, and that was on the personal foul. So it's going to be their second first down. I'm sorry, Paulo.
Trips right, motion across the formation. They're going to snap the ball, and it's going to be they faked the screen.
Oh, picked off.
Basically, they faked the screen and was hoping that the defensive back came up. But the problem was the quarterback telegraphed it. He stood there. He chopped his feet. He was waiting. That's too long, don't it? He told everybody, hey, I want to throw it to that guy. And by the time he did, the defensive back had adjusted. And there's your pick.
Great adjustment there by, like Paul just called it, on a defensive back. That was number, I didn't get a number.
No, sir.
But here comes Cats TV with a replay, Paulo. We get a replay.
Oh, man, Cats TV is on fire right there.
Yep. So it was an interception by the Jags. First turnover of the game goes against the Bobcats. So it's the Jags, 4th time touching the ball. They touched it 3 times, and they scored 3 times.
Okay, Jaguars run to the strong side. The game about 2.5 off the left tackle as they double team the you-know-what out of the defensive end and push him forward for a gain of 2.5.
All right, so it's going to be a pickup of 3 yards they give on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 coming up. Under 9 minutes left. It's been all Jags. It's Jags 20, Bobcats 0.
And Jaguars just steadily moving the ball. Again, have yet to punt. If you're just joining us, Donut Salinas and myself, Paul Osbury, Donut, they have yet to punt it. In other words, they haven't been stopped.
No. And
split left, a sweep to the right. As he bounced it outside, you have to pursuit by the defensive backs. And he was able to get outside, and that's going to net him a good gain, a real solid run by Rudy Castillo. And they got about a gain of 7, now makes 32?
Yeah, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 2 coming up. And they're on the Bobcat side of the field already. Paulo, that defense is going to get tired.
Yeah, the Bobcat defense at some point in time, it's going to have been on the field too long. And if they're on the field when we go into half, that's not going to be good. But the Bobcat defense needs a break.
All right, here we go, Paulo. We got 8:37 left in the half. Jaguars 3rd and 2.
Okay, strong right for the Bobcats, but
here comes the yak again.
Another yak. No, not that, don't it? Yard after contact. As you see right there, it was contact at the line, but gained 5, so that would be a 5. You have to carry, which would make it a
move those chains. Another first down being picked up by the Jags. 4th possession, they got 5 first downs. And even though they've been flagged for 50 yards, they got 20 points on the board. So it's still Jags 20, Bobcat 0, 4th possession.
Arredondo is your true tailback by virtue of just being behind the quarterback. It's going to be a play-action pass. He got a man deep. He overthrows it. Oh, that's he did go for the ball.
Incidental contact.
Yeah, he did. He was making a certifiable. What happened was the defensive back, the corner, ran into the receiver running his route, and he knocked the receiver down, but it was legit. Accidental or intentional. Bottom line with the defensive back looked like he was going for the ball, don't it?
All right, it'll bring up a 2nd and 10. It'll stop the clock with exactly 8 minutes left in the half. Paul, it's been a quick first half. I'm trying to figure that out.
Well, it had been, with the exception of that delay of game. I have to call it an equipment failure by those two players. They were on the field for about 10 minutes, and then they got up and hopped off. So
45 minutes.
That, yeah.
We've been going for 45 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We got a score of Edinburg, Economedes Jaguars 20, Edinburg Bobcats 0.
Oh, good job by the Bobcats. The defensive end, Christian Roxburgh, to crash in, and that play was designed to go off the left guard, left tackle. But if not for him, he would have gone a few more yards. A gain of a what? 3, don't it? Gain of 3.
Yeah, gain of 3. So it's going to be a 3rd and 7 coming up. Once again, Paulo, the Jags got the ball on their first possession after the Bobcats let the.
Oh, yeah.
So on the second play, they went 56 yards on a pass. On those other 2 drives, Pablo, of the 4 drives, they've gone through a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 7, both times, and on a 4th and 6 the other time.
You're right about that, don't it? Appreciate you cluing us in. As Economedes has found a way to sustain their drive, be it because of penalty or going for it. You're right about that.
You're right. The penalty was a big one, and I'd forgotten that, Paulo. That Paulo's saying they had a 3rd and 9. Bobcats jumped off sides twice, not only once, twice. So the 3rd and 9 became 3rd and 4, and the 3rd and 4 became move those chains.
Bam.
So other than, the Bobcats have held them for the first 2 plays on 2 possessions. And, of course, on the first possession, on the second down, they went 56 yards. So they didn't get any first downs on that first possession, but the other first downs have come on big plays. One of them on 4th down, and the other drive came twice on a 3rd and 9. They got a first down.
You're right about that, and that is really putting a strain on the defense, or the Bobcats for that matter, down 20-0 midway in the second quarter.
All right, so we got 7:17 left in the half. It's Edinburg Economedes Jaguars 20, Bobcats 0. Hey, Paulo, thanks a lot, man. I was hoping that we'd have a better game. We still got a lot of game left, but
we're not telling Bill Reynolds yet.
No. But we got to look. We just got to hope that the Bobcat side gets some way a little momentum.
Double twins, shotgun formation, and he's going to hand it out to Arredondo. He's got room up the middle.
Fumble.
And he is hit.
Bobcat football.
Bobcat out to defensive end. Roxburgh dislodges the ball. And just like that, I bet it's Bobcat football.
Yeah, they're calling it Bobcat football.
Football. There's a new one right there.
So with 7:09, Bobcat defense.
And not move those chains.
But flip those chains.
Hey!
We're flipping the chain, ladies and gentlemen, here at Edinburg Cat Stadium. I'm Donald Salinas. To my right, it's
Paul Osbury.
So thanks for joining us, and hope you're enjoying the game. We just mentioned to Paul 10 seconds before the play happened. We're just hoping the Bobcats can find a way to get some momentum, and
there
bang!
we go.
There's a fumble on the Bobcat football. So with 7:09, it's Bobcat football. Best field position of the night. They have it at their own 33-yard line.
Man, Donald, that's the best thing they could ask for, was not only stop Economedes, but get the ball, and they got it. Trips right to the short side of the field. Diaz in the shotgun is asking for the ball, and he's going to throw a quick pass. He's got a man open in the middle again.
2-man.
Again, play action pass. He had his wing receiver open in the middle, but he overthrew him. Maybe a little footsteps, but he did have time, man.
Yeah, he had time. He could have caught it and gone 2 yards or something. He also had Olivares open.
Well, we're up here in the booth, but I'll tell you what, he was open, Twins left, split right. Olivares all by his lonesome. Man to man. They got the tall, and he's tall. He's probably 6 feet tall. Olivares on someone that is definitely not 6 feet tall.
Here we go. It's going to be 2nd and 10, 7:06 left in the half. Jags 20, Bobcat 0.
I would just throw it up in the air. You got about a whole 1.5 foot height advantage over here with Olivares in that corner. A dive right up the middle. A good run by Mades.
8 yards.
Yep. I'm just saying, I want you to see the disadvantage.
I saw it. He can't be. It's up to his chin.
I mean,
maybe.
We're not making fun of anybody. It's just a
matchup.
No.
Now they changed it. Now they switch.
Yeah, they said we better switch or they're going to throw the ball any minute now. A dive right up the left side.
Short.
Yep, that was Mades. He ran right into 2 defensive linemen and, in fact, got knocked back. And he went nowhere. 4th and 2. What are you going to do, Donut?
He's going for it.
Oh, they thought about it, and they're switching their personnel. Looks like they're bringing on their punter. They thought about it for a second on it. I think it's the right call.
You do?
You do. You count your lucky stars, and you get rid of the ball because it could be 27-0 right now.
Okay, well, that's what I mean. And you got a chance.
High snap.
No.
Ball that goes out of bounds immediately. Let's see if I can count it. 5, 10. A 10-yard punt. That's going to hurt his average.
From where they were going to give him the ball. From where they were going to give him the ball, Pablo. They're going to give it to them 6 yards further down.
Yeah. That is the net result of that punt. A gross of 6 and a net of 6. That can't be good.
Nah, there's no way they should have punted.
Well, I'm sure he wanted to hit a better one than that. But it did go off the side of his foot, and Jaguars really getting the ball at the 49. Excellent field position once again for the Jaguars. And you don't want to give.
Is that good field position?
Very good.
All right, we're 6:05 left in the half. Jaguars get the ball one more time.
And they're going to hand it off, and he bounces it outside. He gets, inexplicably, he's able to get outside. I thought he'd get a few more yards. Referees call him out of bounds after a gain of about 5. A very good run by Rudy Castillo.
Well, I mean, I didn't even put the possession for the Bobcats on that one. So
don't want to give them a possession, don't I?
I did. So it's been one turnover on both sides, one interception, one a fumble. For the first time, the Jags didn't score on their 4th possession. They scored on their first 3. They're on their 5th one right now.
Strong right if you're the Bobcats. Motion across the formation. They do hand it off. He got a bunch of lead blocking. He followed his blockers. Really good job. They're going to move those chains. He followed his lead blockers on it.
Yeah, he needed
Jesse
5.
Gonzalez
he picked
on the
up
run.
6. So now they're at the 39-yard line of the Bobcats. The defense is getting tired.
And what Economedes is doing is they're basically doing a 2-man brain lock where they're pulling two guards. A trap.
One guy.
A trap. They're pulling 2 guys on a trap, and the running back was just waiting for his lineman and just followed him.
All right, pickup of 6. They needed 5, so we moved the chains already. It's 1st and 10.
And it's going to be a dive right at the middle. It fools all of us except for the linebacker for the Bobcats. A gain of about 1.5.
I was about to say he's got a lot of room. Well,
yeah, how come no one wants to tackle him? Because he don't have the ball.
So pick up a 1 yard only. It's going to be 2nd and 9 coming up. 5:15 left in the half. It's been all Jack football tonight here, ladies and gentlemen, at Edinburg Cat Stadium. I'm Donut Salinas. To my right, Paul Osbury. Once again, Paulo, shout out to my dad. Happy birthday, Dad. Happy 80.
Happy
birthday.
A young 80.
A young 80. We're under 5 minutes. Here we go. We have a 2nd and 9 coming up for the Jags there at the Bobcat 38-yard line.
Double twins for the Jaguars. And they're going to hand it off to Arredondo right up the middle as he almost got through the first level. They caught his jersey and it dragged down for a gain of about 3 or 4.
3 or 4 on the play. So we'll call it a 3rd or 4th. 3rd. Oh, they're quick on the marker over there, Paulo.
Yeah.
3rd and 6. Wow, that much.
Well, they know that after 2nd is 3rd, and he was ready.
All right, so it's going to be 3rd and 6 coming up. 4:27 and counting left in the half. And a lot of changes going on the Jaguar. Hey, Paul.
¿Qué pasó?
We've yet to mention the Dooley.
Oh, yes. Where is he? Where is he?
There. I don't see him.
Adiola. You're right. He is not on the field. And he had, great job. My gosh, that was Ruben Cavazos coming through the line. He read that like a book with pictures. And I'll tell you what, don't it? He tackled him for a loss.
A loss of 1 on the play, so it's going to bring up. You go for it again, Pablo?
Oh, absolutely. These guys, there's no doubt.
Wow, Pablo.
And yes, they're not changing their personnel, so they're going to go for it. True to Coach Peña's colors.
Wow. you're taking a chance of waking up somebody who's not up at all. But here we go. 4th and 6 coming up once again. They're going for it. The Jags, 3:34 left in the half.
There's a quick punt. Very smart. It's going to roll. It's going to slow down.
Oh,
can they get it before it goes in?
No.
Oh, that's a very well-designed play. The quarterback hits a quick punt, don't it? And he did it all he could. All he could is just slow it down.
They called a punt or a 4th down the way you should, the way you say they should do it all the time. And they finally almost worked to perfection. They almost got to it. They were a little short, so it's going to go into the end zone. So the Bobcats will start on their sixth possession, and no, I'm sorry, their fifth possession, and they're gonna start at their own 20-yard line. It's gonna be a 1st and 10, ball at the 20-yard line. 3:25 left in the half. It's been all Jags. It's Economedes 20, Bobcats 0.
After a 30-yard punt that accidentally goes in the end zone, they try to stop it. Bobcats on the 20, and they have Twins right, split left. If they're going to move Mades to the left side, this is where they've been running to the left side when they do this.
3, 2, 1.
And they barely get on. They do run to the left side, okay, because they got an advantage when they have that formation, don't it? I don't know why the Bobcats haven't done that more often. As a quarterback keeper right from Borrego off the left side, they had him by virtue of formation. They had the outside advantage, and they took it.
And they needed 10. They picked up 22, so they're going to
move those chains. A very good formation. I suspect that Economedes is going to be adjusting to that pretty soon. I've seen the Bobcats do that before. And quick, no huddle. Quarterback goes back to pass. Borrego, he's got nothing doing and turns it into a scramble and a gain of about 2 or 3.
Picked up, yep, you're calling it right, Pablo. Just 2. And 8 coming up. Under 3 minutes left. Bobcats going up with a hurry-up offense. Pablo.
Double twins.
No.
Yes, sir.
They switched right here with the height that we were talking about earlier. It's no longer there.
Double twins. Saul Ramirez in the backfield. He's going to roll out to his left, and great job by just the fact to turn it inside. A tremendous defensive effort by Amador Puente, don't it? To come upfield, the quarterback is rolling out to his left. He totally messes the quarterback up by turning him inside, and next thing you know, not only did he turn him inside, he makes a tackle. Outstanding play by Puente.
Calling out Puente. A little shout out going out to all the Puentes in La Hilera. Javi, Rick, everybody.
Hey,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Going out to the Puentes, to your mom, Miss Puente.
You'll be out
Grandson
there.
having a good play.
The barbecue in La Hilera tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, sir.
Trips right. And a bad snap again. We've seen that often.
His knee hit.
His knee hit. He's down Borrego. I don't know why. We've seen a whole bunch of bad snaps. I don't know why, and here yet another one. That's going to really hamper the Bobcats as they're going to give the ball to Economedes with just under 2 minutes left. Don't it? They went backwards. It looked like it wasn't necessarily a bad snap as much as Borrego needed to concentrate on trying to get that ball first before he takes off running.
Pablo, momentum, you finally hold them. Ball, you might have been pinned down at the 1, goes into the end zone, you get a break, you get to the 20-yard line, you pick up 22 yards on the first play, momentum going on your side, and you go 1st and 10, ball at the 42 quickly, and then they go backwards to the 32. It's going to be 4th and 20 coming up.
And that's got to really deflate the Bobcats right there, and certainly any Bobcat fans, because they had a promising possession right there, and they in fact did squandered it by giving the ball back to the Jaguars in very good field position.
All right, so we're going to have Bobcats punting from about their own 23-yard line, 22-yard line. We have a Jaguar back at his own 40-yard line. We'll see what's going to happen because Pablo's taking us play-by-play. Go, Pablo.
If he just catches it where he's at, that's already excellent for field position. It's a line drive. This should be fielded. He's going to let it hop as it goes to the left, and it goes out of bounds.
Oh, no.
It turned technically into a very good punt, as it was either intentionally or unintentionally. It was angled to the left side, don't it? Thought he was going to go out of bounds, and it bounced along the field just on the line and turned into a good punt.
Good punt, yeah. They get it back at the 32. He punted from his own 23.
Very good punt.
Very good punt there, no?
Yes, sir. Let's see, 25, 35. Over a 40-yard punt would turn into about a 40-yard net.
After picking up 22 yards, they get a second good play from the Bobcat side on both defense and offense. That's been about it, besides one time the linebacker coming in on a big play. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Jaguars, 32-yard line. They're at their own 32. We have 1:44 left.
And a sweep that got disrupted. It was supposed to go to the left. I don't know. It was swarmed by the Bobcats.
Paulo, was it some sort of trick play or something where
it was misdirection?
Like he stayed there?
It was a misdirection. It looked like they were going to go to the left, but he handed off very quickly. Problem was the Bobcats, they've been used to having the pulling guards hit them. This time they hit the pulling guards.
All right, so it was lost to 7 yards, 5 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 15, 1:20, and I think the Jags are now just going to be satisfied going into the locker room.
Right, because they're obviously not in a hurry doing it.
Yeah.
After a play that got negated, in other words, 2nd and 15.
Yeah, something good happens on the first play, then you might change things around.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be the 6th time the Jags touched the ball. They scored on it 3 times. They were held. One time they fumbled. Oh, here he comes.
And there's a flag, a nifty little run that may come back. That's Rudy Castillo off the left side. If the play holds, it was a run of about 13. Is there no flag?
No flag.
No flag, so it's a good run of 13.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3. Call it a short.
Economedes
a long
is
3,
not in a
short
hurry,
2
don't
coming up. They're down to 40 seconds left, and Economedes on a 3rd and 3, ball at their own 39-yard line.
Going to snap the ball with about 30 seconds left. And they're going to hand it off right at the dive. That is
Short.
Boney Rios, and I have B-O-N-Y, Boney Rios, I assume. 4th and short, Bobcats going to call timeout.
Wow.
And hoping for maybe a bad snap or something.
They got one left. If you make them punt, or if you hold them to not get the first down, you'll have a chance for one play.
Well, they're making Economedes think about it. Economedes is going to, I guarantee you, Peña's in his mind thinking, I want to go for it, come on.
All right, Paul, I'm going to start going over the stats because I might be the last play if it ain't, but it's going to be the Jags touching the ball 6 times. They scored 3. They fumbled once. They punted once. And right now, their 6th possession, they're still driving the ball, and they might run the clock off. And that's it on their side. They've only got 5 first down, Paulo, but they got some big plays. Big plays, big runs, and short field position. So you don't need that many first downs to put 20 points on the board.
And if they punt, which they're not, it would have been their punt.
The only bad thing going for the Jags is they've been flagged 5 times for 50 yards.
Economedes, it could be a quick punt, don't it? The cornerback is in a very deep shotgun. He's acting like he's talking to the receivers. I got to imagine it's going to be a quick punt, don't it?
Yeah.
And it is very smart. And that's going to take an Economedes hop. And don't even return it. Don't even pick it up, guys. Leave it alone. Don't even touch it. Let the clock continue to run. Eventually, the rest will blow the whistle. At 12 seconds, Bobcats have the ball. And I think they should just kneel it and get out of here.
Yeah. And they've finishing off the Jack stats. The only bad thing about it is they've been flagged 5 times for 50 yards, and they have 1 turnover, which was a fumble. On the Bobcat side, they've touched the ball 5 times. This will be the 6th time. They only got 3 first downs. They've been flagged 6 times for 40 yards, and they also have a turnover coming on an interception. That's after 1 half a play. And with the Jags leading 20-0, we got 12 seconds left. We'll wait and see what the Bobcats are going to do. To me, a knee.
Well, I don't know. They should put Olivares all by his lonesome over there because he's a target, and they're going to run it. And why not? This is the last play of the half, I would assume, as they're going to run out the clock.
3, 2, 1. And we'll go into halftime, ladies and gentlemen. We're live with audio only here at Edinburg Stadium. You're listening to Team Donut and Paul. I'm Donut Salinas. Paul Osbury to my right. We're going to tell you, enjoy the halftime show. We'll come back. We'll come back to you as soon as the halftime's over, the halftime show. So for right now at Edinburg Stadium, it's Edinburg Economedes Jaguars 20, Edinburg Bobcats 0. We'll be back.